Yeah, it's actually crazy to think about this, because now it's really easy just to watch like a Mother's Tape on YouTube. You just click there and you just go there, and I think we almost take it for granted.
Yeah, totally.
But there are like so many stories like this behind all of these videos that we can now watch for free online. And well, actually, from this topic we can go also from the other topic, because we used to pay for the tapes. I remember when I was a kid, my parents used to buy them, the DVD, the tapes. But now they are completely free. How come?
It's a delicate subject, but it's true. Actually, Shri Mataji always said that you get the realization for free, but all the rest you need money to make it run. You know, you need money to produce videos. You cannot just get a whole for free. You cannot get anything for free in this world. So, and at that time, of course, the beginning of all the starting, because before NIPC, before Nirmala Vidya, there was a team who was making copies of videos, tapes, and distributing worldwide. And Shri Mataji always said you have to pay for it, because you have to also kind of value it. And this money, anyway, it's not that you pay for meditating, but you pay so that this money can be used for Sahaj project and develop Sahaja Yoga, or buy things for countries, for puja, silver, gold, and all these things. So at that time it was like that. And when we started after the creation of an IPC, we started the creation of Nirmala Vidya, but maybe we come back on that later to operate that. That was a discussion, because at that time then suddenly came internet, was becoming more and more worldwide spread at that time, and more easy to share videos and online and all these things. So we wanted to make a website to disseminate the talks, but the question was still there. Do we pay? Do we ask to pay to register in the website or not? Because at the beginning it was clear that this website would not be for the public, but mostly for the yogis. And there was discussion when we were preparing the topic, and I felt we were preparing that with Christian's Bilut, and IPC had asked us to prepare the project. And when we were speaking with Christian, we had the feeling that if we start to make subscription, people will not subscribe, because we could find already online a video for free at that time. And we knew that if we start to pay for the video, the people will go online. Anyway, they will go online.
They won't participate,
and they won't pay to subscribe for that. And we said, let's bet on the maturity of the collectivity, so that they will realize the importance of the work that has been done to provide all these tapes, all these videos online, to digitize, clean, digitize, and so on, and make it available for everyone, so that they will understand the importance of it and simply do a donation. And we had a discussion during an NIPC meeting, and I know we had inside NIPC people who said, no, we should pay, but we were exchanging like that. And at one point, one of the members said, but so you're asking us a little bit like at the moment of when Draupadi is attacked by the people, and she's holding a sari with a teeth, and she just surrendered at one point completely to Krishna, saying Kri, and by saying Kri, the sari goes, but Krishna is straight away there and destroy the people and protect her. And they felt like that at one point we have just to let it go, let it be, let it open to the whole collective like that, and let it free. And at that moment, suddenly the vibration started to flow. So it became evident that we had to make it free for everyone, and that the system will work based on donation. Mainly to make it work, because behind there are people like Devi Production, they are working full time, they dedicate their day for that. So they quit their job. These young people are working now, they quit the job to work for that. So they need a salary, we need the material, we need to rent website. We need to protect the name. We have so many things to pay. Not a huge budget, but still we need money. So that's why the donation is there.
But just on the salaries and all for these boys, who work there, I mean, they could get so much more money just working outside of Sahaj. So the dedication is just incredible.
Yeah.
But just coming back to how did we move away from, or how did we get tapes free? I remember the original drafting of resolutions for NIPC. People like Karan and Gagan. But helping to draft resolutions with Arnaud, myself, etc. One of the things they came up with is that yogis should have free and unrestricted access to the knowledge of Shri Mataji, and that was a sort of guiding principle. But the trouble is, we didn't know how to do that, because. Straight from having NIPC, having this knowledge, we ended up going to the commercial unit where they had to make tapes, and that was a costly exercise because you had to employ people, and so there was these big discussions on, this could cost thousands and thousands of pounds. So as Eric said, we trust Mother, and we just the maturity of the collective. We went from going, why don't we try a Netflix model of subscriptions? We knew it wouldn't work, And then, as Eric said, the maturity of the collective and just looking for donations. But we're always looking for donations. So there's a little plug here for it because things are changing so dramatically, with legal stuff, AI, etc. So I hope the collective see the need and continue to donate.
I think this is a great point you all made. And sometimes I look to the young people of today, and I must say I feel a little bit bad because they have it easier. But when it's easier, it's also trickier, right? Like I remember when I came to Sahaj, Shri Mataji was very clear. You had to pay for this. Support the collective. Don't be a parasite. Like you had this sense of responsibility.
Yeah.
And now really, it's the young people. They really need to grow that from inside because it's not coming from outside. And so I really think we need to develop the Sahaj culture where you are really understanding the value of what you get, and you should be generous because you understand.
I mean, that's one of the basic principles of Sahaj. It's about giving, not about taking, I would say. It's about taking vibrations, but for all the material things, it's about giving.
But as Lally said earlier, we all take it for granted, So, but they do not know what goes on behind the scenes, the amount of work that goes on every single aspect, and there's only a small team of people who do this work, and also, just in sort of defense of some of the young, they don't necessarily know what or who NIPC is.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think, I was approached at Ganesha Puja when someone said, what is NIPC? And I'd like to donate, and it was a young
Absolutely.
youth. So it's probably our responsibility to tell them this is the only company in the world that matters, and it's your company, it's Shri Mataji's company, and you have to please support it, It's extraordinary, this company of mothers,
No, and I see my children even like sometimes we meditate and they go Nirmal Vidya and they're like, oh, I want to know about forgiveness, and they just type that, and it pops up all the related talks. For them, it's completely normal, like if it was a Swayambhu that grew by itself, right? And it's just there, and sometimes I try to explain to them, like, before certain tapes were not available in a country, you had to go to India to get that specific tape. So
they would say
exactly. No, so I think this is why this episode actually is really needed, is to give a bit of that knowledge, of that understanding of how we're evolving, but also how we need to keep to that roots understanding of of the importance of this.
But on this, out of this freedom, there might be also a side effect, which is using this content for your own purpose, not your own purpose, but at your own. I don't know, like
Like
monetizing.
publishing, publishing video on YouTube on your own and all this,
I mean, it's really easy to download it and then repost it, and then we know how YouTube works. Like after a while, it can also pay you for what you're doing.
Yeah.
And how do you deal with that?
Well, basically, this is where, you know, we ask the yogis to help us, you know, because they will spot these things, you know, of monetizing and inappropriate use of Shri Mataji's talks, you know, on YouTube or Instagram or wherever, you know, and you can't use Mother's talks, you know, to the sacred knowledge to make money out of, you know. So we're asking the country coordinators and yogis to report back, you know, to Nirmal Vidya and help us with that. But even worse, you know, what is happening on the internet is that we're seeing deep fake videos of Shri Mataji, you know, where you've got Mother's picture, and you know, they're speaking over Mother, you know, where she may be speaking in English and they're using AI to speak in Hindi or whatever, you know. So we've got a great team of lawyers, you know, run by Machindranath and Paul Ellis, you know, who are sort of looking at this sort of thing. And also people like Dahir and Wadi, you know, who work on the Nirmal Vidya apps, and Radek, you know, do a fantastic job on Amruta, you know. They sort of report back, and we try to take these sites down either through our lawyers in New York, you know. So yes, so
we are trying to educate also the collective little by little, but we know it takes time to understand, because we are not yet all aligned on how to use the talks of Shri Mataji. Like many people still publish puja talks online, for example. And we know this is not the things to be done, because instead of attracting seekers, it's repulsive for stricters. When they will see Shri Mataji with the crown, the swastika, and the big decorum, and like that, they will feel this is weird. You know, we don't realize that if you put a video from India somewhere, somebody in USA will see the video online. So it's all different cultures, and it's not all fit for all the cultures. Shri Mataji has done so many public programs. It's more than sufficient for the new people, for the seekers, to discover Sahaja Yoga. Shri Mataji always appeared in public programs very simply, always with a white sari, few flowers, simple chair, even sometimes standing to do the program. You know, she was always presenting herself in the most simple way, not to impose herself a divinity to the seekers. So, because the most evident thing is the experience. So, we set some guidelines. It has been published in Amruta to say, look, if you want to use puja talks for new people coming into your collective or new seekers, and you have a special channel in YouTube for that, because you have a special set of course, for example, presenting extract of Shri Mataji's talk from pujas. You can do it, but don't make it public. Keep it private. Mm-hmm. And then you share the link. You know, it's fine if you want to reuse, but keep it private. Don't make it public. Whether it is a photo that you publish on Instagram, or it is a video on YouTube, or whatever, just keep these things for new people private. You just send the link to them, and that's it. That works fine. And for the public, then you can share public programs. And we have also this new website, learnsahajayoga.org, it contains all the public programs of Shri Mataji, and you can use that or this content for that.
And I think this is super important. I mean, again, as you said, Uncle, we should stress out that, for example, certain things that in India, maybe is the most exemplary country, is very accepted to do a puja. It's super common knowledge. Yeah. But there is various degree of non-tolerance in different countries, and you could really be putting your brothers and sisters in another country, without making names, in jeopardy, like physically dangerous.